evening and welcome to Fundamentals with Finkelstein. I am Professor Finkelstein, and today on the show we will be looking at an issue that is very pressing in contemporary society. We will be looking at the contemporary demands for educational reform and the mismatch between schooling and jobs. So, with an increase in technology in society, we see new forms of work and an increase in demand for the workforce. Now, these workers must be trained in the technology and must be able to utilize these new innovations. Of course, we know that technological innovations are the key to progress and what we call the new economy, which will be based on this technology and what it can do for us. Education is, of course, however, one of the key things that is going to make this new economy work. Education ensures the basic knowledge of our workers and also the social skills that they will need to get along in the work environment. Education is the foundation of what we will build on. So since solid educational foundations are so important, that is what we shall be discussing today, the link between education and the workforce. Now, the workforce and these modern innovations are pressuring educational reforms to be very constrictive of the teachers and the students. There are very harsh reforms that really are going to be changing the system that we have in place right now for education. But to have a more in-depth look at this subject, we are going to go to New York. And in New York, we are going to see the elementary school system, the Linden Park Elementary School. New York, are you there? Perfect. Here we go.
Hello? Hello. Okay. Hello, my name is Mrs. Honeybuckle, and first, I would like to say thank you for asking me to participate. As a teacher, we already have many restrictions and restraints about what we can teach our students. We have to zoom through the curriculum, aid our students in socialization, and growth as individuals. Schools are already a preparation for the labor market by educating students about a variety of things in a variety of disciplines. We promote students to become lifelong learners and well-rounded members of society. If we make more partnerships with large businesses, they will control the reforms and create our education system into something with only one goal: to create workers in a business world. Will someone think of the children?
That was highly informative. Excellent discussion. Thank you. Now we are going to go here decide from the businesses on the new economy and the changes from there. We are going to go to Toronto for the CEO of Johnson & Johnson.
That was all very touching, but let's face it, we live in a new economy. Our economic activities are driven by a high level of technology, global competition, international networks, and knowledge-based advancements. Quality education is one of the best assets we can have. There must be reform. Formal education from a young age and continuing education throughout an individual's life makes them an ideal candidate for the labor market. Someone needs to be held accountable for the lack of preparation and skills students have for the working world. On a global stage, our economy will flourish if students are properly trained for the labor market. Both sides will benefit from an educational reform, where we focus and is job specific. Skilled students will be prepared for the labor market, and schools will receive more funding. There is a detrimental rift between an education and the workplace. It must be solved.
Thank you. That was highly informative. So now we must consider which side we believe is right. Is it the teachers or the workers and the workforce? So, do we think that businesses are correct in wanting to raise our children and teach our students just to be ready for the workforce alone? Or Do we think that teachers are correct in saying the reforms are too focused and too constricting, and that they may not benefit our students to be well-rounded citizens in the end? So, what do you think? You've heard what Finkelstein thinks, and you've heard both sides. It is time to make a decision. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Fundamentals with Finkelstein.